Hey guys, it's Nate with Skid Steer Solutions, and today we have the HSM 60 from Promac. This is their drum mulcher for high flow machines. Right now we have it mounted on a Kubota, but we're going to be doing the demo portion of this unit on our ASV 120F. But before that, let's jump over some of the features and specs that make this unit rock. This is great for machines that are between 95 and 120 horsepower and 35 gallons per minute up to 45 gallons per minute. They use a variable torque piston motor in this unit, so you're going to have a ton of power coming from the machine's hydraulics right to your drum. They do have a lower flow option that goes about 20 gallons and up, so if you do have some smaller machines that maybe doesn't have high flow, they do have other options for you. But this is great for that operator who has that high flow machine and wants to have a lot of production. So you're probably wondering what sets Promac apart from some of the other options on the market. It's on par with some of the other top brands in the mulcher industry, but there are a couple of unique features that do set this unit apart, and we'll dive into those next. So let's start with the frame. Promac uses high-strength steel, so you have a very strong unit, but you also have a little bit more of a nimble unit because they actually are slightly lighter than some of the other top brands out there. They also do all their machine parts as well as construction in-house, meaning they control the quality 100% of the way through. They also have a lower discharge rate, which means the material gets pushed a little farther down than you're going to see on some other brands out there, meaning you're going to shoot about 5 feet to about 25 feet in front of you, so you're going to have a lot better mulching experience, especially if you're in some more residential areas. One of the other great things that Promac does is a lot of their wear parts are very easily replaceable, so most operators can replace them out in the field or in their own home shop, and they don't have to pay for expensive repairs or take them in and wait for a machine shop to do the labor for them. Some of those parts are the internal liner, which is removable, as well as your rear anvil. These come in sections as well, so you can actually replace whatever part's taking the most wear. You also can replace your skid shoes on those. Those are replaceable on either side as well. One of the things that's really important when looking at a mulcher is looking at what teeth you're going to be operating that mulcher with. Right now on the HSM 60, they come standard with the chipper teeth, which are what you're going to see on here. Those teeth look kind of like this right here. So the teeth are actually rotatable. You can actually flip them completely over, so when they do go dull, you're not dead on the job. These are also sharpenable, and they are the most aggressive teeth you're going to find on mulchers right now. They're great for cutting into wood and honestly doing a really good job of it, but they do sometimes wear down a little quicker, and if you hit rocks and stuff like that, they are going to get damaged a little quicker than some of the other options. Another very popular tooth is going to be your beaver tooth. This is another really common option and great for people who are looking for a little bit more of an economical way of buying teeth. They are rotatable as well, so you can get a long life out of them and make sure you're always having a good sharp edge cutting into that wood. And then kind of the last option we have here is going to be your double carbide tooth. This is a really good option, especially for operators who maybe don't know exactly what they're going to be cutting into, as they do have carbide on there, so they're better if you get into some rocky ground or maybe hit some stuff while you're mulching. They aren't as aggressive, but they will last you substantially longer. Another option is actually to do a combination. So a lot of times we'll have operators who put some of the double carbide on the outside, maybe leaving chipper teeth in the center, where you're going to have a little bit more of a cut and a little bit more bite into some of those bigger trees. So while we're going over some of the teeth and some of the cutting features of Promac, one of the other things you should really take a look at is their bite limiters. For those of you who maybe don't know what bite limiters do, that limits the amount of material you're going to actually be able to chip on each rotation, meaning you're going to take smaller bites per pass, meaning the mulcher is actually going to stay more in its ideal RPM range, meaning you're going to be able to chip more material in a quicker time frame and leave smaller chips behind. One of the other cool features on the Promac is their wire cutters. That's going to help because it's going to allow the wire to get cut right at the source and not wind around and get pulled into the bearings and seals. They do also have dust seals on this, which keeps out unwanted debris and dust from getting into the seals as well. All right guys, so that finishes up the kind of specs on this unit. Now we're going to take it out on a job site and see what it can really do. Keep in mind we are going to be using a demo unit on the job site as well as running it on our ASV 120F. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap up the HSM Promac mulcher. This is going to be their drum mulcher. This is their high flow unit. We were running it on our high flow ASV. You got 45 gallons per minute on the high flow of this one, so a ton of power going to the teeth. As you can see, we are using the chipper teeth on these, so these are also the more aggressive style of tooth. It was honestly really fun. It's a really cool unit. I was really impressed with the production time on these. We cut down some pretty good sized trees, as you could see in the demo footage there. I'm also really impressed with the chips you leave behind. You leave a really fine chip behind, probably honestly the best chips I've seen on any mulcher I've used personally. I'm not saying you can't have some of those small chips on other units, but this one seemed to do a really good job and leave a kind of finished look behind. But one of the other things I noticed on this one is you do have a really pretty height push bar here. Makes it feel a little bit more safe, especially going into some of those bigger trees. And you have a really good sight line underneath. So when you're actually going up and coming down on a tree, you can really see what you're cutting into. And that's something I like, just to make sure you're being a little safe in what you're cutting. And the blowout line, so where you're shooting your material out, was actually pretty close to the front of the mulcher, which is also nice. We're not hucking stuff 100 feet away that often. It's usually staying within about 20 feet in front of me. So it made it feel a little easier, especially with us doing video out here and stuff. So really impressed with the unit. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to give us a like. You can also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more great content like this, or follow us on social media. And if you have any questions on this unit or any other machines you might need for your skid steer, you can visit us at skidsteersolutions.com. Thanks for watching.